What's up? Welcome in to the CHGO Bears Podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app, use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Happy Friday. Happy hour-ish Friday. Adam Hoge and Mark Carman with you. You're not used to seeing our faces on a Friday, but here we are. We're ready to go. We've been at Halas Hall. We're slightly sweaty. Got some sun. It was a beautiful day for football. Carm was locked in the entire practice. I've never seen a guy so locked into a bunch of rookies running around.
Well, I think everybody needs to know, number one, we are here for you. At any time the Bears are doing anything, we are popping on. 4 o'clock on a Friday, a lot of people in Bears Podcast, and they might be having a cocktail, which we might be doing at some point fairly soon. But we're here working hard, damn it. And if we're giving accolades for today, Hoge, you actually deserve some. You carried some press conferences. You did. Hoge was front and center. You were right there with Tyler Scott making moves. It was outstanding. I'm a little overmodulated now, apparently. Okay, we can work on that. Thank you very much.
Just in life in general.
Yeah.
No, it sounds good. I appreciate it. We had, it can be tough with these guys for the first time you ever see them. You have no chemistry. You have no idea what they're like. You have no idea if they're interesting. And there's only so many questions we actually have for these guys at this point. After spending just a day and a half inside the building, but it was fun to be out there. At least the weather was nice, dude. We've been some rookie mini camps where it's snowing, so I'll take the 70 degrees.
It was a beautiful day, and I did have one moment where I believe I did say to you, what are we doing here? It feels like the season just ended. It felt like we just went through 3 months of the draft. And now, like, oh my God, it's May the 5th. And they're back here practicing. The season literally never ended. And here we go. But let's go. It was awesome. It was fun seeing punts flying through the air, quarterbacks making moves. Roschon Johnson was impressive. We have a lot to cover here. We talked to everybody today, really.
We saw Herb Howard out there on the field. He's already in the comments wondering how the fuck we're home. That's exactly what his comment says. It's a great question. I obviously live relatively close to the facility, so I can shoot home fast enough like that. Carm is in a secret location that we will not reveal, which is why you could argue where are you right now? What type of, I'm not saying like the exact location, like what type of room are we? Are we in a closet? We did Hogan Johns from a closet for many years, so it's okay.
So I'm in the living room, and not to reveal things that I do, but you can knock on doors in the suburbs. They don't always lock them, and then you have to figure out the Wi-Fi, and you can get this done. So you wanted me to be out there at Rookie Minicamp today. I said I would figure it out. My guy Ryan Leaf, who has admitted to this, he used to knock on doors and look for prescription medication when he was dealing with addiction, which he got through beautifully. And I love Ryan Leaf, and big fan. He's been on this program. So I knew that some doors would be open and I could get this done. So here I am, buddy.
That's a little creepy, but no, he's not in my house, as some are suggesting. I would not let him in my house. All right. Lots to get to. I feel like we should just go in order of the draft picks. We got to talk to a number of them today. Darnell Wright, Gervon Dexter, Tyreek Stevenson, Zach Pickens, Roschon Johnson, and Tyler Scott. So they went through the 4th round with all the picks that they had, and there'll be more who talk tomorrow. But, I thought with Darnell Wright, as we start there, the Bears' first round pick, okay, first of all, let's set the ground rules. Like, what do you actually see at rookie minicamp? Not a lot. They're not wearing pads. They're playing a bunch of, I don't want to say zero. I do have a couple notes down here in this notebook, but not a lot. Not as many as I do during training camp. That's for sure.
But it's way closer to 0 than it is to 100 if we're ranking it. It's not much.
Sure. Yeah, without a doubt. And the reality is you look at a field, which they bring in a ton of tryout players so they can run a full practice. But maybe 6 to 7 of those players will actually be on the 53-man roster come week 1. And then maybe another 6 to 7 will be on the practice squad. And that represents, I don't know, less than 20% of the amount of players that were even on the field today. So that's what makes it a little bit tough. But I do like to see first impressions, right? Movement skills. How do they look out on the practice field? I know I tell this story a lot, but despite the fact that I saw Justin Fields a couple times in college from the sideline, when he walked on the field at Bears Rookie Minicamp, I remember being like, oh yeah, he is huge. It sort of stands out. And I think in both Darnell Wright's case and Jerron Dexter's case today, especially Dexter. I mean, Dexter's a big boy. He stands out on that defense.
Yes, they are both physically imposing, impressive. You can see exactly what Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, I guess more specifically. We like him long. We like him athletic. And both those guys are that. It was interesting for me with Darnell that he actually wants to drop a little bit of weight. Easy to put it on, not as easy to take it off, but he's not that far away, but wants to go down a little bit. And Jervon said the same thing too. But yeah, and if we're just talking about the size of guys today, it stood out to me how tiny Tyler Scott is. He is tiny, shorter than me, and I'm 5'10", and he's thinner than me, I think. Which it's been a rough week on the old food train, but
oh no,
yeah, we got to get it back together here. Today's been better, but it's scout seats to the White Sox yesterday. All you can eat, all you can drink. That was a bad plan for my diet, but regardless, I loved Tyler Scott. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit here, and we'll get back to the top. But Tyler was just very competitive in his words about how I was not recruited in high school. He put his own tape together, sent it out. That's a dude with some hunger who's going to figure out how to do technology, try to give himself a shot. It's not rocket science, but it also show some intelligence as well. And
Huddle makes it relatively easy for you.
Fair enough.
I can speak from experience. Not all of those kids know how to do that. They need to be shown, and they do need to take a little bit of initiative because there's only so much your coaches can do to put out the information that needs to be put out. So,
right. And you just might not think that you're smart enough to learn it. So you avoid it. This dude, it's like, okay, I can figure this out. Let me get myself out there. Okay. Now I'm going to get myself an opportunity. And now he's coming to the NFL. And it was kind of funny. Courtney Cronin does a great job, ESPN. Now, as a 5th round draft pick, he's like, no, that was a 4th round draft pick, Courtney. And she's like, go ahead.
I was going to also, as I said, we were going to go in order here. Now all of a sudden we're on the last guy that talked today. But I was kind of hoping he would correct her. I when she said it, I heard it. And by the way, completely honest mistake that any one of us could have made. And she handled it unbelievably well, calling herself out. But I was wondering if he was going to correct her or not. And I like the fact that he did. No. I was a 4th round pick. Give me the credit that I deserve, at least from that standpoint. So we'll get to a little bit more of Tyler Scott. The two things I had on Darnell Wright off the top. One was the weight, which he wants to get down from. He was listed at 333 last year. I think he said he was at 335.
That's right.
Right now, and now my guess is that the Bears and Poles always talk about lean body mass. So I'm guessing that's all that means is just perfect what's there to a certain extent. And he's big enough that I'm not an expert in this area, but I'm guessing that does not go down to at most 320 because he's just a big dude to begin with. And then my other note I had on him, despite that, was he looked pretty fluid in his movements today. I mean, one of the things that I highlighted on his breakdown tape that we did last week on the first rep against Will Anderson, just his ability to mirror the rusher, come in and square up to the rusher as he's coming in, And, I didn't even take note of who was rushing against him today, but it was definitely just a tryout player on that one rep that I was taking that note on, but it was still there. You see the footwork, you see the movement skills. And so you're almost looking for things that are concerning more than anything in these types of practices, but it just kind of reconfirmed what we thought there with Darnell Wright. So I thought it was good.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought he was, the word that I was thinking watching him was, you're an athlete, no doubt about it. And the Bears, the weight part, they want him to be able to move in his bigness and his power. So I'm sure they have a target area of where they want him to be. And he, the main thing that stood out with me with Darnell, we've heard from him before, but just listening to him today and being in person, he's very soft-spoken. This is not going to be a guy who is he doesn't seem like locker room leader type. This seems like a guy who's going to show up every day, do his job, and you're not going to hear a whole lot from him. And I think that's how he wants to go about his business, which there's nothing to dislike about that whatsoever. But watching him on the field, I mean, they had him line up and do just some get standard, like just get up off the ball stuff that I was watching. I'm like, yeah, dude looks like a pretty good athlete to me. So again, hard to tell anything, but that was my impression.
Yeah. Also on Gervon Dexter, as we kind of move from Darnell Wright to Gervon Dexter, I have to admit, first of all, I thought he handled the questions well about the get off issue.
Great question by Herb Howard.
Yeah.
Shout out Herb if he's still listening.
Yeah. He said, go look at my film from freshman, sophomore year when they were asking me to do different things. And he believed that get off was better. And then Alan Williams also made reference, and I thought his answer was very interesting too on the question. He's like, look, in college, there's just certainly the NFL is evolving and they have a lot more mobile athletic cornerbacks, but in the NFL level, they're still usually, like, look at Justin Fields. They're still trying to run on most plays a drop back pass to start with. And then it might evolve from there. And certainly there's exceptions, but so much of these teams you go up against at the college level are running other stuff the majority of the time, whether it's zone read or RPO or getting these guys on the move right away, that you can't just really play the Bears defense, which is shoot up the gaps and get upfield, or you're going to be out of position. And so many of these defenses are more of read and react. Now, I still stand by, what his tape shows as a junior, which is despite that read and react, the get off looks slow, and that's fine. But I also, as we've said so many times, understand what the Bears see. And that's what Alan Williams said, which is you look at the traits, different league, different responsibilities, different scheme. We'll see him get off the ball. Now, a couple things on, because I tried to watch this closely today. I did think Pickens was a little bit faster off the ball. I also saw a couple reps where Gervon Dexter flew off the ball and got in the backfield right away. So that was very encouraging. Again, it's hard to totally judge this stuff. They're not in pads, right? The physicality part, but you can see how fast a guy gets off snap. The quickness off the snap is still there.
Yeah, by my Carm trained rookie minicamp he looked fine as far as getting off the ball. I don't think he certainly wasn't the fastest dude out there, but it wasn't like, what the hell are you doing? I didn't have any of that level of reaction. It was, it looks again, fine. What impressed me about Gervon today was literally when he just walked in the room. Dude's big. Tyler Scott small. Gervon Dexter, big guy.
Did you hear what Alan Williams said when he walked in the room too?
Yep, and that was so the Alan Williams part of it. Alan Williams is shorter than me too. He's about 5'7", 5'8", and he's like, that was about the cornerback Tyreek Stevenson. But what stands out? They're tall, they're big. I'm not looking anybody in the eye. Herb asked him straight up, "Hey, dude, you didn't get off the ball well in college. Well, what was that about?" He put it a lot more eloquently than I just did. And he handled that question perfectly well. And he said he lit up at the concept of playing the Bears style of defense. This is super exciting to me. All I want to do is get into the backfield. So he had a big smile on his face on that point, at that moment, which, okay, he's, the Bears obviously see something that they think he can fit into their scheme. And he certainly was all smiles about it. So I liked that moment.
Yeah, and when Gervon Dexter walked in the room right at the end of Alan Williams' press conference, he said, Alan Williams said this, he said, he's a big linebacker. That's it. He's a big linebacker, and he has his hand in the dirt. So that works for us. So you got a giant 6'6" linebacker. Love it. Love it. And I know people are going to ask this. There's only so much we can tell you in terms of depth chart and how they're lined up, even in rookie minicamp, even when half the team's not really the real team. But I'll just say this, both Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens were used how the coaches said they would be, which is, trying to play in multiple spots and make sure they're versatile. And asked who the 3 technique will be this season, Alan Williams said it would be Justin.
Yeah. Giving credit to the veteran, Justin Jones, you're our 3 tech, which nobody in the room believed him. And I think, I think you wanted to actually question him in the moment. Is that right?
No. Look, he could have said it's going to be a competition, but I think that's a coach just looking out for a veteran and saying, yeah, we got our 3 technique. It's going to be Justin Jones. But he went on to say that there's going to be a wave of a rotation behind him. And I think the question is, when does that wave, get big enough that it takes in the starter?
Yeah.
Brings him out on the other end as the backup. I mean, that's what you hope happens, right? I mean, that's what the Bears are hoping happens by drafting the 2 defensive tackles they did.
No doubt. Like the sooner that Gervon Dexter, Zach Pickens can take snaps away from Justin Jones, the better. And Justin's going to be out there a bunch. He's going to help this defense another year for sure. I did like with Dexter and Pickens that apparently Pickens talked about how they were both traveling to meet the same teams. So they ended up on flights together. They ended up in airports together. So they started to get to know each other a little bit. And Pickens made a joke about it, like he sees them there, and they're both trying to get drafted in its competition. What you doing, man? Where are you going? Who are you talking to? And then they end up, Dexter in the 2nd round, Pickens in the 3rd, and here we go. Now they're teammates, and they're texting each other like we're going to be a dynamic duo. So they have a minute or 2 or 10 to get to that point. But I like guys that can be together and push each other and be friends and talk about their ups and downs together. I think that's all a good thing. And the Bears are counting on both of those guys enormously. So them being friends, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah, there was a couple instances. We'll get to another one too, but where you almost have these pairings of draft picks who know each other and came in together. In Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens' case, they weren't training together, but they were obviously in the same area that they ended up on the same flights together more than once. It sounded like a few times going to on these 30 visits at the same time, which does happen. I mean, they will bring a couple guys in at the same time. And it sounds like that happened. So Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens got to know each other, and then they end up getting drafted to the same team. I thought Zach Pickens was fun. Yep. I appreciated his honesty. I think it was Courtney who asked him, hey, man, why were you 15 pounds lighter at the combine? So I look fast and I run faster. Like, everybody knows that's how it works. It's just funny to hear players be like, yeah, so I look faster. But he's like, I look good at 305 too. And so he said he's back at his playing weight. That's a real thing. These guys got to get back into playing shape.
Well, it's interesting too. I'm going to the combine. I got around the 40, so I got to drop weight, which is not exactly how I'm going to play. So my 40 time, by the way, isn't real because I'm going to put 15 more pounds on me when I'm playing. So, you lean in all these measurables, and it's also the game of football where some guys play faster on the field because they're not worried about getting killed or killing someone, where other guys are thinking perhaps about having a little bit more of a life after football, which scares me a little bit about just when we lean into the measurables that you get at the combine and stuff like that. But Pickens, if you're inviting somebody over to your house to hang out, and you want conversation, you're going to pick Pickens over Dexter. If you go Desert Island, I think you go Pickens because he's going to be a little bit more fun. Now, that's not a shot at Gervon Dexter at all because, he seemed like a fine fellow too. But Zach Pickens just seems like a very fun guy that I would love to, he would be somebody that I would gravitate towards if I was just getting to college and that guy was across the dorm. I'd want to be hanging out with him.
Yeah, look, you guys know Carm at this point. I mean, he's going to rank these prospects based on who's more entertaining in their interviews. Now, we don't have open locker room situation, so we don't know how Carm's going to handle these interviews one-on-one. I can tell you, like in the power rankings today, Zach Pickens towards the top. Also towards the top is new president and CEO Kevin Warren, because Kevin Warren was out of practice and shook Carm's hand. And so right there, I mean, he has your blessing for at least 5 years.
Yeah, and don't underplay it. He shook my hand and patted me on the butt. I got a pat on the butt from the president.
Yeah.
And clearly, I think he just looked at me like he knew me.
Yeah.
And he's a huge CHGO Bears podcast listener. So, Kevin, thank you and welcome. And we look forward to having you on the show in a more extensive fashion down the line.
So I'm going to pull a you now, and I'm going to read, way too far into that pat on the butt. But in my mind, having witnessed the shake and the pat in the moment, I think the message was loud and clear. Good job. Good effort on Soldier Field. It's over, buddy. That's what I think it was.
Yeah, no, it's over. It is so over. It's just it's over. There's no other word to use than over. But hey, the look in the eye that he gave me, it felt like a very powerful teacher who knew that I hadn't done my homework and yet was going to give me one more chance to get my act together. And I just had to I had to nod and let him know that, listen, I'm coming correct, Kevin. I'll be my best for you. He's got presence, Kevin Warren, even on a practice field at rookie minicamp. I was 8 out of 10 intimidated by him when he was walking right towards me.
Wow.
But I did stick out the hand. How you doing?
You did. I was impressed. You pulled the brags. Hey, I'm Greg. Look, Soldier Field might be over, but if you're in a relationship that's definitely not over, maybe you're the Arlington Heights in the relationship and you're just waiting to go to the last step, right, to get it done. Well, shopping for an engagement ring can be intimidating. Just like Kevin Warren walking towards Carm today. There's a lot to know when making a big decision, like finding the perfect engagement ring. That's why you should visit James & Sons Fine Jewelers, one of the largest family-owned independent jewelers in Chicagoland, in business since 1964. Sunderland family members are working in the stores every day. Professional, no pressure staff. You can stop in, you can have a beer or another tasty beverage and just relax and enjoy your engagement ring shopping experience. They have a massive selection of stunning engagement rings from the top designers, and James & Sons carries both natural and lab-grown diamonds. Compare them side by side to see if you can even tell the difference. They offer the James & Sons no BS warranty with all kinds of perks at no extra charge on every engagement ring, with 4 Chicagoland locations in Lincoln Park, Naperville, Orland Park, and Shireville, Indiana. Also online at jamesandSons.com. Elevate your engagement ring shopping experience and find the perfect ring at an incredible value at James & Sons Fine Jewelers. Visit jamesandSons.com to get started today. And did the Bears find a gem in the 2023 NFL draft? I think they did. Maybe more than one.
They got 10 gems. Super Bowl 2023. Hey, Hoge, the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve. They want to help you manage your energy usage and lower your energy bills now and into the future.
That's right. As I just had a new experience happen where
you're not ready. Well,
no. Can I tell you exactly what happened?
Please do.
Yeah, my mouse died mid
mouse.
Mid scroll down to the next read. But yeah, ComEd offers the mouse is not as dependable as ComEd.
That's
their
true.
Energy efficiency.
Clearly not.
I mean, that's just the reality. But ComEd offers a wide variety of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers of all sizes across the territory. ComEd also offers free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities like for HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes.
And now that mouse or whatever you're doing over there is back functioning, how exactly does ComEd's facility assessment work?
Well, it's super simple because an authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and needs. These can be done in person or virtually and last approximately 2 hours. And then within 3 to 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings, cost savings, project costs, potential incentives, and simple payback. And if you own a business, do not wait. Get started saving money and energy today for energy saving tips, lighting incentives, or to schedule your free facility assessment. Go to comed.com/poweringbiz.
Did you just say comed.com/poweringbiz?
I did. Get it scheduled today.
Get it. Let's go.
All right.
Carm
fired up on a Friday. I love it.
I love this beautiful Friday.
No place you'd rather be than Halas Hall.
The debut of Matt Mervis, had club box seats, freebies today, right there for you. I was fired. That wasn't even a question when this opportunity came up that we could do a rookie minicamp show. You tried to help me.
I even was like, yeah, maybe you should go to Wrigley. You were committed. You were committed to these people, the CHGO Bears family, and I appreciate that.
That's right. And Bijan and Gary and Torian and whoever said in the chat about 5 minutes ago that I know nothing. That dude, I have your back. Just know that, even with my know nothingness.
You know more than you did this morning because you were there at Halas Hall. You were not there for Matt Mervis. You were right where you should have been.
That's exactly right. Stay focused. Let's go. Bears minicamp.
Now, I dare bring up yesterday where I hear you had scout seats, and I do appreciate the offer. Wasn't able to be there, but sources telling me that you left in the 4th inning.
Well, that was, again, dedication to CHGO as the CHGO Sports Podcast with Casey and Kevin. We were focused. Lawrence demanded that we get back there and live the dream. Now, I might have been caught taking about a 7-minute nap pre-show, which they played.
That's awesome.
I literally got back in there after.
Oh, did you want to see that? Because I have that.
Yes.
Here we go.
Here we go. We got a video of Carm. Oh my God, where'd your neck go?
In my shirt, which I'm wearing today, back to back. There I am. Rise and shine. Oh, looks terrifying.
It looks like that was awake.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it did kind of look like, yeah.
Oh my God, it's creepy.
Well,
I don't think I want to see it anymore.
Well, what happened, and this is why I haven't eaten anything today, because I mean, seriously, that you go to scout seats, it's all you can eat, and look at me now, and look at what I was doing. Get some more lighting here. Guy could have done that earlier on the show. Would have been better. Okay. Look at how much thinner I am because I haven't eaten a thing all day.
Fasting after yesterday.
Yes.
After your 4 innings. I have to say, okay, a couple things here. One, Carm is an elite napper.
The best. Yes, thank you.
Best napper I know, without a doubt. And that goes back to when I was interning for him and doing all his work 14 years ago while he napped in the corner in his cubicle.
That never happened.
2, I do think CHGO owes you something. You've skipped a game and a half of baseball in the last 2 days. Although one could argue you should also do your job, but I don't know.
Yeah, nobody owes me anything. I'm going to see some baseball tomorrow. It was impromptu. Got the offer of the scout seats, in the morning yesterday. And I knew damn well that Hoge wasn't going to be driving down, but I threw out the Hail Mary.
I actually was doing something, but otherwise, I think for scout seats, I may have come. And on a 3-game winning streak. I'm glad I didn't because I missed the Hanser Alberto somehow striking out while getting hit on what would have been a walk-off hit by pitch, which is just impressive.
It's very impressive. I'll get out of the way here in a second, but I just want to let you know that thanks to that clip, we now have a new way for people to be reminded to hit the like button.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh, that's painful. That I seriously might never eat again with that thing. Lawrence, that's a GOAT moment for you. That really is. That is horrifying.
Oh.
This I cannot. This is this comfortable.
Are you wearing the same shirt?
Yes.
Just do this show like that.
This comfortable Lululemon shirt I have to get rid of. Because bad things have happened to me in this. Fell asleep in Indy. Benedetto there took the picture. Fell asleep yesterday. Now we've got that like thing. This thing's not gone well for me.
It's too comfortable. You just keep falling asleep in it.
That's ridiculous.
Well, and I, if I had to be honest, I generally hate people who shop at Lululemon. Why are you paying 5 times for the same hoodie that you can get anywhere else? And this thing was way too much money, but I had a gift card. But I got to tell you, it's pretty comfortable. This thing is relaxing.
Apparently.
Chris Rock has a funny bit on that in his latest special.
Yes, he does. You don't like somebody, you hate poor people.
Now, I also figured out. I also figured out where Carm is actually at, so we can do that.
Oh, here it comes.
Let me get out of the way.
Oh, jail.
Yeah, well,
right where Braggs would want you to be. That's pretty good.
Rise and shine, Gregory. I've been to jail twice.
Braggs has or you have?
Oh my
Braggs
God.
has. He's like, well, I was young. I was getting there. I didn't have my stuff together.
Was that on the background check we did?
Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know.
Apparently not.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Okay, now we're just spilling all sorts of secrets on a Friday happy hour edition of
back-
CHGO Bears.
Back to happy hour. I'll get out of the way to stop memeing, Carm.
Wow, that was fantastic. All right, back to rookie minicamp.
Stevenson, let's go.
Give us a
Or no, Zach Pickens.
If you ever give us a like, you have to give us a like on this show because of that graphic right there. And if you're listening to podcast form later, please check it out on YouTube because it's just a glorious image of Carm.
Right
We'll
there.
we'll put it out on Twitter too.
That's 3 cheese mac and cheese, 1 ice cream cone, M&M peanuts, and Mike and Ike's right there coming at you, all in an afternoon. It was delicious.
Hang on, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now since I can. Oh, he took it off the screen, but that's actually even better screenshot I just took of Bragg saying I have not been to jail. Now we have just so many questions. All right, back to the draft picks. We got through Darnell Wright, Javon Dexter, Zach Pickens, Tyreek Stevenson, the other second-round pick that the Bears traded up for. Look, I think his length was on display. Really, everything the Bears said about him. And what's interesting about that is he lined up against Tyler Scott a few times today, right? Which made sense. You put your top wide receiver draft pick against your top cornerback draft pick in rookie minicamp, see what happens. And then it turns out they know each other because they've been training together all offseason. And it actually goes back even farther, which was a fun story that Tyler Scott gave us today, so he shows up the first time they're training this offseason before the draft. And Tyler's like, man, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? And then Tyreek mentions that he went to Georgia before he went to Miami, and it clicked because they played each other in the Peach Bowl when Tyreek Stevenson was at Georgia.
Covered him.
Yeah, because the starting corner had opted out for the draft, and so Stevenson got elevated to play, and they went up against each other in the Peach Bowl a few years ago. I'll have to go look, hopefully, for that tape and see how that went. But so they had that connection. They've been together, this offseason training together, and then just like Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens developing a relationship over the last couple of months, they end up on the Bears together.
Yeah, I loved that story, and I loved the way Tyler Scott just kind of just relaxed in the moment, telling us about what happened. This was like somebody who felt at least moderately new to the media and wasn't trying to hold information. It was just having a conversation like a normal hangout versus having all these microphones in front of you. Like he's like, I know you. I'm not exactly sure where. And then he traces it all back. And oh yeah, we competed against each other. Apparently, I don't know if it was friendly competition, but probably not a whole lot of shit talking going on there, judging by the fact that he, had to somehow recall him versus like thinking like I hated that guy on the field, which I think he probably would have said if he actually did, because he was being so honest. At least that's what it felt like. But Tyreek Stevenson, he had some maturity issues, right? And things didn't go well at Georgia and all that. So I thought he handled that part of the interview process incredibly well today. He came across very likable. The Bears have had first-class guys in that locker room last year, and everybody we talked to today, there's no way you don't like any of them. They were all pretty conversational and interesting. So I was impressed with Stevenson today and Scott a lot. I liked both of what they had to say, and they both seem like very competitive individuals, which probably goes without saying because they're in the NFL, but it stood out listening to both of them talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I got to do a little bit more digging on Tyler Scott's return ability. I know he was pretty good gunner, but I was watching him handle punts in practice today, and he looked very comfortable doing it.
So I'm glad you brought that up because, just looking at him out there, I admittedly, I should know this and I don't, and I got to look at it. But like how you would think, same thing with Roschon Johnson, we haven't gotten to yet. We'll get to him in a minute. But like you asked Roschon about special teams, and I'm thinking, are any of these guys candidates to be taking back kicks, taking back punts, at least to be in the competition to get the job? You would certainly hope so, especially with Tyler with his blazing speed, and Roschon's got plenty of juice too, and maybe could run over a couple people on his way to the end zone or to the 40-yard line, whatever. So I'm not sure how much history they have. It's Gary Ross probably knows right now, but anyway, I'll check it out.
Well, look, Roschon's done everything on special teams, but he said, he hadn't done kickoff till last year, and then he embraced that. And one of the things I'd love to explain to my kids is he said it. He said, look, I felt like because I'm coming down and tackle for the first time, but as a running back whose big part of my job was blocking dudes, he felt like he could set up the blockers the right way to get around them because he knew what they were trying to do. And so I have to look up, see how many tackles he actually ended up with on kickoff. But I love that answer, obviously, as the special teams guy I am, that Roschon Johnson said that. And then with Tyler Scott, he's got over 200 snaps in punt coverage, so plenty there. But I just didn't know about the return game, and I don't know. We'll get that looked up. But look, I can just tell you from watching his tape as a receiver, one of his strengths to me is tracking the ball in the air and making adjustments in the air. He's smaller, but that's the hardest thing about catching punts. Like, you have to be able to adjust and read the ball. And I mean, serious, like the spin on the ball to know if it's going to nosedive or hang up there. And there are different ways to notice that based on the spin. And look, it's one practice. It's one rookie minicamp practice, but they took quite a bit of punts today. And I thought he looked very natural doing it.
Yeah, I would concur. And I'd also say that his climb to get to that position is going to be a steep one. Dante Pettis, they brought him back. Now, he could get cut, but if he's on the roster, the dude did a good job last year. Plus the fact that if Velus is going to be here, you would think that he's going to get every opportunity to be in there as well. So it'll be a fierce competition, which is good for the Bears, for the record. But these guys are going to be fighting to get on the field in any way, shape, or form. So throw yourself into those competitions. I'm sure they will. Bye, Rob. See you, buddy.
Well, Rob's out on a Friday. People got things to do.
You put in the chat, I have to rewatch prepping for soccer practice, and you're saying you're saying goodbye. I will say goodbye to you too. That's how we roll here at CHGO. Damn it.
Well, and Rob was there last weekend too at our live draft shows.
True diehard. Love Rob.
Am I gonna regret that? Should we let Braggs in the final segment?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Anytime you get to talk to Rise and Shine.
Because I know whatever he's doing right now, he could easily.
Is he drunk? Jump
in. Well, that's the only thing. That's why I'm saying it's a little risky. But the prison conversation is taking over the comments. So let's do this. Let's first talk about Goose Island, and then we'll see what happens here with Braggs. But CHGO is supported by Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer since 1988, part of their beer roster. This thing I'm holding right here in front of me, this glorious Blackhawks Pale Ale, good-looking can, tastes amazing.
There you go. There you go.
A little bit of a lighter pale ale on a Friday to start your day before what's going to be a glorious dinner with at the Carm. That's how you got to go.
This is a big night tonight. Carman Hoge Friday dinner. Wow. You would think that we get too much of each other throughout the week, but we're going Friday dinner, baby.
Friday dinner.
I might stay over tonight. Let's go.
Oh, see, you forgot though at the beginning of the show. I said you're not allowed in the house. And you can sleep outside. Should be warm enough on the patio.
You got a great backyard. Golfers in the morning hitting one into me. It'd be amazing.
Yeah. There's some beer out there too. There's plenty of Goose outside. The Goose IPA, 6-time medal winner at Great American Beer Fest. Always in style. Tropical Beer Hug. Got some of those. Dry hopped Imperial IPA when you really want to get after it. 9.9 alcohol. Dangerously easy to drink. And of course, the 312 wheat, a classic that's never going away. Grab ultra fresh brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
If you're out laying brick, doing everything to make the world a better place, you want to take on that sun with gear built to last. That's right. Our friends at Shady Rays have you and Greg Braggs covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company. You're giving money to some good people making sunglasses for you with the durable frames and the extremely clear optics for all your outdoor adventures. Shady Rays, you know it, you love it. The most insane protection plan in all of eyewear. If you have been sitting on the sidelines, do it now. Get yourself the sunglasses because every pair is backed by the lost and broken replacements. You lose it, you break it. They are going to send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Shady Rays is providing much needed support, by the way, also to support nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays Impact, from building play sets to pediatric cancer patients, to providing young adults with MS the outdoor adventure of a lifetime. Seriously, how cool is that? You got to love what Shady Rays is all about. And by the way, if you do get them, you don't break them, you don't lose them, and you don't like them, you can return them for free within 30 days. So literally, there is no risk for making this first-time purchase. And exclusively for you, our CHGO listener, Shady Rays, best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use that promo code CHGO. You get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try them yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people, including perhaps our next guest / coworker.
Well, I do know is the Shady Rays were necessary today at practice. We had them on. We were ready to go. We found out Pat Finley wears Shady Rays. Trying to leave them in the. At least that's what I think we decided those were Pat's, because someone left a nice pair of Shady Rays in the media room.
And Pat, at least when I left, hadn't claimed them yet, but somebody's wearing Shady Rays and they look damn good. I almost stole them, but I didn't want to do that.
By the way, I got. Oh no, I'm jealous. Outside with the cigar.
Wait a minute, I did this wrong. Hold on.
I'm sorry, in his garage because he's in Indiana. I don't know. Oh yeah.
The end is very long. That's a sweet thing though. But look at here, I'll show you the setup. Look at you got the 2 TVs like that. Like that.
See,
pretty nice.
I know you're in Indiana, but that is a true South Side look that I can appreciate. That is.
I got the shuffle puck board back there, and then look, Carm, you be proud of me. Got the gym back here. We're working over here now. We're working over here.
You got to use it, but is that?
We're working on it, Carm. All right.
What are you drinking there, buddy?
Whiskey and Coke. I was looking up Luke Combs tickets. Luke Combs going to be at Soldier Field tomorrow.
You going to give me one?
I was looking at them. I didn't realize they were doing concerts this early in the year at Soldier Field. I don't know if I can get anybody to watch my kid.
Who's Luke Combs?
Okay.
Don't worry about it, old man.
Yeah.
You can go watch. You can go watch REO Speedwagon or whatever you're into.
One of your great comments of all time.
I did see that Braggs on Twitter today, like Darnell Wright, said he would report to training camp.
I told you, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right. We ain't gonna start bragging until we see results.
No, show of hands, by the way, in the comments. Who knows who Luke Combs is here? Nicholas Moreano knows.
What are you talking about, Carm? Everyone knows who Luke
Country
Combs
music.
is. I do not like country music at all, and I know who Luke Combs is.
Sing a song of Luke Combs.
No.
He just came out with an album recently. It was like really good.
I do not apologize. Listen. Maybe I'll go see Luke Combs tomorrow night. Rise and shine.
Just even Nick, who's never swung a golf club in his life, knows who Luke Combs is.
Well, our W528 doesn't, and neither does Ron Winarski, my guys.
Listen, my favorite song of his is "Cold as You." So you go YouTube "Cold as You." You're not gonna like it anyway because you don't like country, but me and Adam like country, so don't worry about it. All right.
Cold as you.
No, stop.
In my truck. Drinking a Miller Lite. Smoking one tonight. I'm in my truck.
So what do you guys want?
I'm cold as you.
Is this about the jail thing?
First of all, the lyrics are "drinking at Goose Island," not.
That's fine. Drinking at Goose Island.
Second,
I'm cold as you.
Just to put the
my
book in
beer's
there.
ice cold. I'm cold as you.
I got 5 kick returns for Tyler Scott in 2021, 1 in 2022, no punt returns. We just put Carm back in jail.
I'm cold as ass.
Okay, Lawrence, you can mute him.
Cold.
There he goes. Muted. This is like around the horn all of a sudden where Lawrence can mute people. Braggs, tell us about your day working and following Rookie Minicamp from Twitter.
Well, I didn't get to follow it too hard until I got off work. We finished up an elevator, in Gary, Indiana, in a church. So it was a hard day's work. Yeah. Can you guys hear me good, or should I get out of here?
We got you, buddy.
You're good. You're good.
Keep telling me about your life.
All right. I'm sorry. Getting a little lax. Elevator.
Okay, now we're saying goodbye to you. It was a wonderful visit. Thank you so much. And there he goes. I don't know. I liked my country song.
I don't know. I mean, no, your country song was terrible. Wait, yeah, he's waving. Hold on.
It's okay.
I changed over to Wi-Fi because I was getting lagging. So anyway, wrapped up the elevator today, came home, played with my daughter outside. They're creating havoc, me and my neighbor, her neighbor friend, our neighbor friend. So that's all I'm doing. Just catching up. Excited to hear about your rookie minicamp. And then Carm's telling everyone that I've been to jail twice.
Which
I haven't.
You were arrested.
I've been arrested twice, not been to jail twice. There's a difference. Jail is like for people that stay there. You can get arrested and then they let you go home.
So were you taken to the jail, or was this like a Mifflin situation?
They pop you in there for a second.
So you've been to jail.
That's jail.
No,
that's jail.
Quit telling people I've been to jail.
All right, here we go. We'll bring in a new voice here. Nick, is that jail or no jail? Here's the verdict. Nicholas Moreano jumping into the show here out of nowhere, driving home in traffic.
I kind of missed the first part of this jail, no jail. So I'm going to just say jail here and without knowing all the context clues. So.
Okay, it's very simple. If you're arrested and taken to the jail but then immediately let go, is that jail or not jail? He wasn't locked up.
You're not locked up, but you are taken to the jail.
You couldn't get out. You had to wait to get bailed out. You were in jail.
Yeah, I think you're in jail.
You weren't in prison, but you were in jail.
You know what? All right. You know what? It's quite a thing when you can be arrested for a petty marijuana crime. And now you see all these billboards and shops. And me and you, Mark, walked into a weed shop, over the winter. So, come on. Nowadays, You know, it's okay, but you know, when I was in high school, you weren't allowed to. So now it's the cool thing, and everybody does it. And I don't even do it. I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
So that's it. So Carm, quit telling everybody I've been to jail. There's a difference.
I think everybody now agrees that you've been to jail.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like I've served hard time. So just stop.
I will actually take Braggs' defense on this one. If he literally has been to jail twice, it is important to know what the charge was. If we're talking about a little weed, I think we're all good here.
Yeah, we're good.
We're definitely good. Greg is an outstanding young man with a bright future who made some. Even his poor decisions weren't that poor, but the fact of the matter is the dude's been to. Listen, I went to jail too, buddy. I tried to sneak into game. I tried to sneak into Game 4 of the 1993 NBA Finals. I told the wrong person what I was doing. He handcuffed me. We went to jail. I was fingerprinted. It came back at me when I went for a job 10 years later. So. Unlike the guy below me now on the screen, I admit I went to jail, and I was in jail, not allowed out until Papa Fred came to bail me out of jail and missed Jordan scoring 55 in Game 4 of the 1993 NBA Finals. And which
Wait, stop. Did you told an undercover police officer that you were breaking into the stadium?
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Everything you just said there is correct. If we're going down this road, I might as well just speak honestly. I thought the guy was a scalper. He asked me what I was doing, and I said, well, I've got these tickets that are not for tonight. I was thinking about going in on them, but what do you have? Because I thought he was going to say, I'm like, do you have an usher? Do you know, back in the day, you like a lot of these guys, they knew ushers, so you'd give them $50 and they'd split it with the usher. They'd let you in. You wouldn't have a seat. All that stuff would happen. But so that's what I thought was happening. But so then I said again to him, he's like, wait, what are you doing? And then I told him again. And then that's when he lifted up his shirt, took out his handcuffed me to then college girlfriend Katie, and off to jail we went. Separate jails too. She was with the women's jail part and I was with the men's
What
jail
did she
part.
do?
Nothing. And she had to get bailed out too by my dad, and it was wonderful seeing her mother after that. Why did Nick just leave? Was he mortified by that story? And then I'm
being back with Carm. She should have been arrested for sure. Double booked.
See, I was actually going to ask Nick about rookie minicamp.
Why did he leave?
And instead, we had to. He's not going to partake in our nonsense.
He was worried that we were going to bring up his jail story. Now I want to know what Nick's jail story is.
Well, and he's driving. I think he was driving too. So theoretically, he could be put in jail for driving around with his phone.
He straight did not want to be associated with us.
No, he actually just texted. He said he had a bad connection.
All right, I'm gonna go. I wanted to clarify that. I'm glad you let me clarify the jail thing. I was gonna save it for after dark, but great work today, guys.
In conclusion, neither of you actually did anything really that bad, and clearly Nick did, which is why he dropped off the show before we.
All right. Well, enjoy your dinner. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Braggs.
Bye, Greg.
Look at that criminal right there on the screen with his 2 thumbs up.
If you've been to jail, hit the like button. All
right.
Ron Winarski in the chat. I tore the tag off my mattress. I went to jail. I think that's a Fletch reference, perhaps.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
Can't tear the tag off those mattresses. Mattress police might show up at the house. Yes. Okay. Are we done? Do we have more?
No, I'm just making. Do we have any super chats or anything, Law? I'm just making sure we got through all my notes.
Where the hell's the Duke?
I got one more. Charles Tillman was there today talking to the rookies, which I believe he did last year as well. So obviously, Flus liked that message last year and brought him back.
Flus loves Peanut.
What's not to love?
What's not to love? What's not to love? He brought him in last.
Perfect cornerback in that defense. Took the ball away. Did you see recently? I'll give Peanut a shout out. He my favorite. If you were to ask me the question, what's your favorite one-on-one football matchup you ever watched or covered? Not what's your favorite player. What's your favorite? Just when 2 dudes that battled it out and like regularly, more than one game. It's Charles Tillman and Megatron, Calvin Johnson. And those NFC North battles that they would have, because they would put Tillman on an island against him, and Megatron got his, Tillman got his. It was fun to watch. They were on Calvin Johnson came on Peanut's podcast recently, and it was really good. So just a shout out to that.
That stuff was incredible too. And at least I always thought, like, how the hell is he going to match up with this dude? He's so big, he's so talented, and somehow he would just use all his Peanut talents to nullify him. And obviously Charles had his moments too. But I like that Flus leans on older Bears, brings them in, and hopes that his rookies will learn something from a guy who had a decade-long career here on a team that went to the Super Bowl. I'm assuming some of these guys do their NFL research. And what was the main message today? I forget, Hoge. What was he saying? That you don't be shy
well, and part of it too is be willing to take criticism.
Yeah, there it is.
Right?
Be willing to take criticism, right?
Like it's okay. The coaches are there to help you and if it's constructive, it can be a good thing. And Tyreek Stevenson also made a message to, just take the message, not the tone. This is something he's learned going back to Georgia. Bragg's wondering, Peanut is an FBI agent. Should he be worried? Should Carm be worried?
I'm not worried because 1993, that's 30 years. That's over. Bragg's, on the other hand, who's dealing with some maturity issues, might need to be concerned.
Way to date yourself again.
You got to lean into it. These bones ain't young over here.
Yeah.
Even though I feel great.
I started watching Last Dance again last night. So
yeah.
Just need a little Jordan in your life every once in a while. All right. We're out of here. It's been a fun week. Appreciate everyone following along today and all week as we recap the draft. There's always a lot to go through in these days after the draft and rookie minicamp. So there's more tomorrow, rookie minicamp, Halas Hall. Obviously, we do not have a show tomorrow. It's a Saturday, but we'll be back Monday. And anything that happens, we'll have it covered.
Yeah, Nick will be out there tomorrow. Are you going out there tomorrow?
I don't think so. We got a baseball practice. We got, the thing about having an 8-year-old is there's probably an average of 1.5 birthday parties every Saturday of your life. It's insane.
Yeah. So you'll be doing the more important job, which is the parenting job tomorrow. Nick will be there though. So for all your Bears minicamp content, of course, follow Nicholas Moreano on Twitter, and we'll recap it in a big way coming up on Monday as well.
Yeah, please hit that like button. Also, do us a favor. If you don't already follow the @CHGO_Bears account on Twitter, I don't know what you're doing, but if you follow any of us on Twitter, you should also be following our @CHGO_Bears Twitter account.
Some great people tweeting from that account.
Yes. Great people.
I don't know who they are, but they are great people.
All right. We're out of here. Everyone enjoy their weekend. We'll be back Monday at noon. Talk to you then.
Come on, man.
I don't know that I've seen this video before.
This is unreleased video. Bragg sent it to me.
My goodness. We have the photo. We've always had the photo of Carm sleeping at the combine, but we now have video from across the stadium. Surveillance video.
That's, this Bragg's guy. Couldn't have deleted that one, huh? Had to send it over.
He said
that's my guy.
Yeah, he told me to play it. I had to play it.
That's fantastic.
I'll play it.
What a way to go.
Of course, you would have seen the photo if you were following us on CHGO_Bears, because that's
put that one in there too. Why not?
Now we got to get the video up there.
Let's get that out there. Let's go.
And the video from yesterday of you napping.
Okay.
Elite napper. All right, go get a nap. We'll talk to you Monday.
Goodbye.